Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi Podcast. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. Notary Educators, LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Tune in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast and subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi's YouTube channel also for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights. Thanks for tuning in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring as you build your notary business. Don't forget to explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training notary library for more resources to expand your skills and services. Stay connected with us on YouTube at Notary Educators with Kimmi for even more tips, tricks, and industry insights. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with others who want to succeed in the notary field. Until next time, keep growing and learning, and take your notary business to the next level. See you soon! Don't forget, for all things notary related, visit NotaryEducatorsLLC.com.
Me, also known as the Notary Educators Trainers. What's up? What's up? Hey YouTube, how's it going? Well, tonight I'm going to help you to add apostilles to your notary business. We're going to give YouTube a few minutes to do what it does. While we're doing that, I'm going to just throw my thumbnail on my video here. I want to welcome those who will listen to the replay and those who will listen to the podcast later. Yes. Tonight we're talking about apostilles. And I want to know, are you doing apostilles in your business? So let's let, again, YouTube notify a few people. Hey, Lisa, I saw your comment over in mentorship. But as you can see, I am live. So I'll answer your question here. And then you could delete it. If you can add to the chat if you want to. So to answer your question really quick, hey, Erlise, how are you? Lisa, when you are doing the wedding officiant training, and as you stated, you completed the course, and for those of you who may be brand new, I have a mentorship program, myself and the Notary Educators team, and Lisa's part of the mentorship. She's talking about the wedding officiant course, and she had a question. She completed it, and her question is, how do you tell that the people start reaching out to you are legitimate or not? And that's going to happen as you continue to do whatever you do in your business. They are going to reach out to you. When you first become a loan signing agent, the next day people start blowing up your phone. So are they legit or not? You're going to have to do your due diligence and make sure. I would Google the companies that are reaching out to me. I would make sure, if they are legit. And for those of you just come and hang in there, we're getting ready to get to apostille training. Actually, this didn't have a title, so you don't really know what you're here for, but that's what you're here for tonight. It's apostille training. How to add it to your notary business in 2025. I'm going to teach you and give you some tips. Any company that reaches out to you, just want to vet them. Make sure that they are who they say they are. Check their reviews. That's all you can do. Because people are going to find you. I just recently applied for some licensing, and people started reaching out to me, so I know they're not legit. And most companies, I won't say they're not legit, but you just got to do your due diligence. Like I said, Google them and find out. That's all you can do. So we're going to get into training. Because I don't have a list of valid companies. Anybody could be reaching out to you. So once you do your training, you have your certification. Now you are ordained or whatever you went through the process and everything. You're a wedding officiant. You got to protect your brand, protect your business. Okay. So again, that just means making sure, hey, are they legit to the best of your ability? If they start asking for some money, automatically my red flags start going up. Okay. The moment they start asking for some money. So you should not be paying anybody for leads for a wedding officiant. Okay. Unless it's Thumbtack or something like that. But overall, no, we are not paying for leads. Okay. So welcome everybody. Let me say hey to Elise, Aretha. What's up? Hey Drea, how you doing? Hello Kimmi. I have another signing Friday for unclaimed property. I have questions for sure after I read over the documents again. No problem. Drea's in mentorship. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, just go ahead and prep your docs and then we'll go over it, okay? Appreciate you ladies being here tonight. Lisa says, that's what I did, have a mixture of good and bad reviews. Definitely understand. Yep. So I can't advise you on who to go with again. But once you do your due diligence and you're doing very well in mentorship, and I know you got this. I'm just so proud of you. I don't know what to do. If you guys don't know, Lisa has been spotlighted, part of our notary program. We will be spotlighting our notaries. It'll also help get them a little friction on their business too, because as people seeing stuff on our Instagram and our post and they put their information, I'm hoping it'll kind of help spur some of that business and they can take the post that we created for them if you didn't see it in the community on YouTube, and Lisa can put that on her website too. So it just looks really good. Jeffrey created that. So we got to give him some kudos, y'all, next time we see him. Hopefully he's going to join us Friday night. I'm going to talk about that soon. We got an event coming up Friday. But tonight we're talking about apostilles in 2025. I want you guys to add this to your business. So the ones that are here right now, are you doing apostilles right now? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Are you currently doing apostilles? She said, go Jeffrey. Are you currently doing apostilles in your business? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Put a 0 if you don't even know what an apostille is. How about that? Put a 0. So let's get right into it. So this is some apostille training, and then I have some exciting news. I have several announcements, so stick with me to the end, okay? So let me write this one note before I forget. And then we can get into it. All right, let's do it. Okay, so what is an apostille for those of you? So Drea says no. Melissa says yes. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Melissa says yes. Andrea says no, not yet. Aretha says yes. Okay, very good. So we got most of you are kind of doing it. So the majority of notaries do not do apostilles. So let's start with this. When you call your Secretary of State and you say, Melissa says she's still working. Oh, no worries, no worries. When you call your Secretary of State and you ask them about doing apostilles, they're going to tell you notaries do not do apostilles. So let's start there, okay? They're going to tell you that. You're going to call and say, hey, I'm a notary and I want to do apostilles. And your Secretary of State, whoever answers the phone, they're going to be like, notaries don't do apostilles, okay? And they would be correct. The notary does not issue the apostille. You are an apostille agent, apostille facilitator. The actual word is French, which is apostille. But we're going to say apostille because that's the common word used here in the States, okay? So, because somebody might say, Kimmi, it's called apostille. I know that. I'm a notary educator, right? But we're going to say apostille because that's what's commonly referred, okay? So, anyway, so when you call them, they're going to tell you that. So I'm going to tell you right now, don't call me and say, Kimmi, my Secretary of State said I cannot be an apostille agent or facilitator. They cannot tell you that, but what they're telling you is that you don't actually issue the apostille. And see, when you call your Secretary of State, they're not running notary businesses. They're running Secretary of State business. So there's a complete difference, okay? So now we know you can, when you call your Secretary of State, what they're going to say, so be prepared. And there's no reason for you to be calling them. I just walk in there casually, take my apostille for my client, stay incognito, don't run my mouth, don't be like, I'm charging my client $400. None of that's their business. I go in there and do what I have to do and get out. As quiet as possible, not making a scene. Your Secretary of State is not asking you about your notary business, okay? So let's get right into it though. So what is an apostille? For those of you who do not know, an apostille is a document leaving the United States, going to another country that needs a higher level of authentication, okay? It's just that simple. And there are some countries, which is called a Hague, that the United States has an agreement with. It's like, hey, you take our docs, we'll take your docs, we're cool at the end, okay? Then there are other countries called non-Hague. Those countries are like, we ain't doing no business with you. The United States are like, we ain't doing no business with you. So you got extra steps that you have to go through before we take your documents, okay? So that's the crux of it. So you got your three major things. An apostille is a document leaving the United States, going somewhere else. There are some documents that are easier to process than others. and they all can be processed, but they just have a few more steps if those countries are not in agreement with the United States, right? If they don't have an agreement. So you have to ask screening questions. I'm going to give you a few here. This is just a sample I'm giving you into my new, guess what I just released, Apostille training course. Yes, your girl has her own Apostille training course. Now, you all know for years I have been thinking, oh, I got to master apostilles. I got to master apostilles. Well, guess what? I have just about mastered it. I mastered it enough where I released a course called Master Apostilles. It's not that complicated. So you know how your girl teaches. Everything I do, I'm going to put it, it's going to be easy. You're going to understand it, okay? So I do have a new apostille course that is currently on sale. I'm going to go deeper into the course. I'm giving you some more free gems here. But I want you to know the course is actually 60% off. Use coupon code WIN2025, WIN2025, because I want you to win in 25, okay? But it's WIN2025, okay? So anyway, that's my new apostille course, and it's called Master Apostilles. It's not that complicated, and it is at NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. Now, I'm going to give you one more tip before I finish with my training, and that's also that, guess what? This apostille training course is also included in the $47 membership, monthly membership. So you don't have to pay it if you don't want to buy the course separately. You can just join mentorship. And it's included in our beautiful notary course training library. Did you know we had a course library training? It is amazing. It's like 14 courses, 15 courses. I don't even remember now. But there's wedding officiant, apostille, whatever. Okay, so let's get back to apostille training. So how much can you make with apostilles? On average, it's going to depend on your state, okay? It's going to depend on your state. So in California, an average document might even be $200, $300 for one document, okay? In Georgia, where I'm located outside of Atlanta, typically one page will start at like $175, $150, depending on your market. Everything starts with your market. So you may say, Kimmi, how are you charging these prices, and why would someone pay you to do an apostille? Well, they're going to pay me to do the apostille because they just don't want to be bothered with it. No more than you want to go pick up your McDonald's from McDonald's. You call Uber Eats to go pick up your McDonald's. So can you imagine a person having documents going international and they don't want to be bothered with the paperwork? So they're going to call the qualified, educated notary to process it for them. So they're going to bring you the document. You're going to go to the state's website, fill out the form, and then get it processed and get it back to your client. And they're going to pay you good money for that because that document is very important. So, for example, someone's buying a property over in, let's use Costa Rica. Okay, Costa Rica, I know is part of the Hague Agreement. That's a simplified process. You take our docs, we take your docs, we all good, right? So, I know for sure that they're part of that agreement. So I already know this is going to be a simpler process. So I'm going to charge my client, get the documents from them, take it down there, Secretary of State, I do all the paperwork. The client's sitting at home pretty, and I bring them back the documents. They're buying a property over in Costa Rica, but they can't be there, so they need to send over a power of attorney, okay? And they're going to let their cousin in Costa Rica handle the property for them. So now they need that power of attorney. Well, since they're not physically there, Costa Rica saying, hey, how do I know Mr. Smith really signed this document? So they have this streamlined process where the government over here goes through a few steps to verify that, yes, Mr. Smith did appear before a notary. He did sign the power of attorney, and now we're sending it over there to you. Okay? So that's the whole crux of the apostille process. So we're able to ask such large dollar amounts because the documents are just so important. And again, it's a long process for those who don't know how to do it. So I want you to be educated on how to process apostilles, okay? Again, what you call yourself is not important. You can be an apostille agent or apostille facilitator, whichever name you want to insert. But I highly recommend in 2025, whenever you're watching this video, that you add apostilles to your business, okay? This is not my first video. I have about maybe 10, 15 on the channel about apostilles. But the course, I've outlined it in such a way where you can get it in, I think that course may be an hour or 15, but it's packed with information that will make your life easier because you don't want your apostille to get rejected. You have to know how to do it. It's not something you could just wing in a Facebook group. Hey, I got my first apostille. What do I do? I see that all the time. And some people do that. I don't recommend it. I always want you to be a pro at anything you do. That's why I'm a notary educator, and I'm big on educating you. A lot of times, even in our chat, people will ask questions and they're like, well, how do I do such and such? I could easily say A, B, C, but I don't do that. I take a few minutes and teach you. That's what an educator does. And sometimes do I get a little pushback? Yeah. Is Kimmi being me? No. Kimmi wants you to be a pro. Okay, I really do. I want you to be a pro in anything you touch in your notary business. And this is another reason why you want to learn properly how to do apostilles, because once you do one correctly, they're going to tell their other friends that have property over in Costa Rica, or they're going to tell their other friends that are traveling somewhere and say, hey, my notary does that. You know, it adds to your bottom line. In 25, we're all about increasing. We're all about increasing our profits, getting out there and actually doing it. So on Friday night, I'm doing a special called No More Excuses. No More Excuses in 2025. That's it. So join us Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern here on my YouTube channel, and we're going to unpack the many excuses that notaries have for not doing their business. And I'm going to give you a reason why every one of you should be doing something with your notary business. Okay, I'm going to unpack every excuse you got. I don't have a printer. Training costs too much. Well, training costing too much is over. It's over. Because guess what? I have the $47 a month mentorship that covers everything you need to know A to Z. General notary work, loan signing agent, apostille, wedding officiant, fingerprinting, I-9, everything you need, how to price your services, how to build out your business step by step. Every single thing you need is included in our notary training library at $47 per month. And on top of that, you get weekly live training. Okay, weekly. You have access to all the replays that we've had since July. You can start whenever you want to. So you don't have to say, well, the mentorship already started and I missed out. Nope. Wherever you are, you can start mentorship, because your journey is going to be different from everyone else's. Now, when we get together and chat, and when we get together in our live sessions, that's a time where we're going to deep dive into your business. So I don't want you to be shy. I start every training session with, don't be shy. This is your time. Let's do it. Everybody want to be closed lips. Let's do this. We're business owners. We got to learn to talk to people. We have to learn to talk to people. Let me see. Okay, I want to make sure my sound was off. Okay. So what questions do you have for me? What questions do you have for me? We got Miss Melissa says she's still working. Hey, Gail, what's up? Gail says ready to get started. Yeah, we got to start. No more excuses. Friday night, it is on and popping. Be here Friday night. We're going to talk about it. Also, I wanted to talk about, so I told you about the apostille training. So I'm so excited to release, and I'll put the link in this description for the mentorship. It's already there actually, and you can just go there under courses for the self-paced if you want that. So I don't really have to put it in there. I think it's already in the bio. But anyway, Friday night is 7 p.m. Eastern, Melissa. 7 p.m. And we're going to deep dive. I'm going to have Lisa on as a special guest. She's a part of mentorship. And she's going to tell you about her notary journey. She's our spotlighted notary for this week. I'm going to try to start doing the spotlighted notary on a weekly basis. I think that's great if we could try to do it weekly. So all week you'll be seeing Lisa. I'll be running her post, and she'll be running her own post also. So we'll see. Hopefully, it can get her some business. Lisa says, looked over the apostille training, took notes, just waiting to start doing them. Yes. So once you start learning how to do them, Lisa, then you want to add it to. She's excited. I'm excited for you too. It's gonna be exciting. Who knows? You might start your own YouTube channel, honey. I'm really excited about Lisa and her future. I really am. I don't know what her future is, but I'm excited for her and her future. So we'll just see what that looks like. But Lisa, what was I going to tell you? Oh, did you add it to your Google page? That's what I wanted to know. Add apostille agent and apostille key buzzwords for search engine optimization. Did you add it to your website? Cool. Perfect. Okay. And wedding officiant also, I would add some wedding officiant pictures to your website, as well as some apostille pictures. Do you have Canva, Lisa? I don't recall. But all these different things you're doing, you want to add pictures with search engine optimization, which is keywords. Okay. We got quite a few people here. She said, yeah, she has Canva. Okay. Because Canva has a free version. You don't have to pay for it. Canva is Canva for those of you who may be new. We have quite a few people here tonight. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask about apostilles, how to add it to your business. If you're still a little unclear what it is. And even in the training, I say, look, you ain't going to learn everything about apostilles tonight. You're just not. It's a lot. But I give you such a good basis that you're able to go out there and start it. You know, you're able to start the process. Because right now, if you're not doing it at all, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Apostille agent is one of our bigger money makers. Like, seriously. That is not regulated by the state, being an apostille agent. That is not regulated by the state. To become an apostille agent, there is no startup cost because you already have your notary supplies. And you do not have to be a notary to be an apostille agent. But I always recommend that you are, because a lot of your documents need to be notarized. And you also have to know if the document is properly notarized, okay? Lisa Gail says, and how, I think, and I don't know if you were referring how much a startup costs to be a notary, so I'll address that too, because I'm not sure which one you were talking about. But the startup cost to be a notary is going to be based on your state commission. What is your fee there? So like in Georgia, my county, each county is even different in Georgia. Mine is $47. I think it was $47.56, something like that. And then do you fill out the request for the authentication service for the client? Yep, you fill out the form. That is correct, Melissa. That's what they're paying you for. You fill out the forms. So the average startup cost for a notary business, though, basic notary is going to be your commission. You need some supplies. You need some training. Okay. Again, all-inclusive training. We're the only ones offering what we're offering right now. It's an amazing program. I have to keep saying that because it is. I didn't put my name on it until it was right. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you know, mentorship was always one of those words. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't interested in mentorship because if it couldn't be in a way that would benefit the people, I wasn't interested in just making money. And my time is also very important. I have my own notary business, None Better, okay, which is a spinoff of my last name, Kimberly Nunnally. So I have my own notary business, so I wasn't getting ready to sacrifice my notary business to be full-time trying to tell somebody else what to do in their business. So the mentorship allows us to work together. You watch the courses, you learn what to do, you get stuck, you can ask some questions, and, you know, then we can, you know, work together to grow your business in addition to me running my business. And that's how we're able to keep the cost down too. I'm not trying to make all my money off of you. Notary Educators doesn't just function because you do something. We actually work in addition to that. So I don't have to appear, you know, desperate. I can keep it real with you. I can keep the courses simple. They're not fluff. I don't put a lot of stuff in there to make you think you're getting more than you are, which the value is there. I'm not even concerned. I already know the value is there. But again, you don't have to join mentorship. You can buy the apostille course separately. If you have all your other training, you just need apostille, because the average apostille course on the market is running about $279. And mine is $77 with 60% off. That's with the 60% off. So, I mean, it's an actual very good investment. So, check it out at notaryeducatorsllc.com. So, Melissa says, toot your horn, Kimmi. I love it. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. It really is the best mentorship program out there. How you doing, Melissa? So, what questions do you have? Anything else while we are here? I can hang out a little bit longer. Yeah, I can answer some of your questions if you have any. Oh, you're welcome, Gail. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll be honest, being a notary has completely changed my life. I've been a notary off and on for 20 years. And like most of you, it was the best kept secret. I did not know that you can make money being a notary. I had no clue. Zero. I worked at the bank in Michigan as a notary. I worked at the bank here in Georgia as a notary for 10 years each. Never knew people was doing this on the side. And I was what you call a work notary. And you may be a work notary too. How many work notaries do we have here? Your job told you to get your commission. You became a notary and you just stamped whatever they put in front of you. How many work notaries? I want you to become a business owner notary. And what is the difference? A business owner notary knows how to charge, knows how to properly notarize. They know why they're notarizing what they're doing. At work, they just shove papers in front of you. Here, do this, stamp, 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 and they just keep putting papers in front of you. You don't know if you're doing it right. You don't put the people under oath. You don't fill out no journal. barely. You don't know if you even need a journal. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you are a work notary. But I want you to be a business owner notary, okay? A business boss. So that means you know why you're doing it. You know how to charge, okay? And again, I even have a pricing and marketing course, a whole separate marketing course that I just released. So again, you want to check out all things training at notaryeducatorsllc.com, and you will be ready. If you put the work in, I'm committed to helping you to get where you need to get. There's no way I can put it all in your head by osmosis. You have to do the work. You have to. But I've made the training in such a way that it's not just, module after module after module, and you like walk away still saying, what the heck was that? No. When you finish the training, you will know what to do. You're going to have some questions because this may be new for you. For me, I've been doing it now for 5 years as a business. And then I did it 20 years, in my work. So I know documents. I'm familiar with loan documents and mortgage products and all that. But you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have a degree in anything to become a notary, okay? Do I have to tell my job that I'm commissioned? No, you do not. You do not. Hey, keep it happy. You do not have to tell them that you're commissioned. So what happened when I did become a notary and I was still working at my particular job, I told a couple of my coworkers that I was a notary. And they were like, oh, that's great. We can use you at the front desk. No, you can't. I do it as a business. I don't do it here. And some people say, well, Kimmi, that's kind of mean. Why don't you do it for the public? You're a public servant. Well, the reason I did not do it when I was at my job is mainly because I didn't have time to do that and do my job. They were not paying me to be a notary. Okay? They were not. So I'm doing 2 jobs for the price of 1? I don't think so. Now that might work. That math may work where you live at, but it didn't work for me. So I kept my job the way it was. I never told them I was commissioned. Nope. Never once did I notarize anything for a client at my job. Now, it's different if your job is hiring you or if they ask you, would you become commissioned? That's different. See, at this particular job, when I was at the hospital, they never asked me to become a notary. So I became one for my private use for my business. But if I were at the job and they asked me, would I become one? That's different. And that's what happened in my first 2 jobs. They were like, hey, we need a notary. I was like, I'll go do it. So at that time, we didn't even have the little stamps like you have now. Ink stamps, we only had embossers. I'm dating myself. We only had embossers, but I still believe in an embosser. Y'all know that's my favorite thing. I'll show you my bag soon. I'll do another notary bag video. But anyway, because I got several on the channel, but I always got new little tips and tricks and things in my bag. So, as you're doing the business long enough, you keep finding things. Okay, I need this, I need that. And I started carrying tape a long time ago. Never used it. Matter of fact, I got to get some out my drawer right now. Hold on. Before I forget, I need this for a job. I have a client that I do. Tape. I keep this in my notary bag too. I have a client, I forgot, we ran out the other day. And there's a particular document that I have to tape at the facility when I go there. I have to tape it somewhere. And I ran out of tape. So I even carry tape in my bag. So that's something else you want to think about. I cover everything. I have a little stapler. I got everything in my bag. So I digress. So what questions do you have for me? So if your job asks you to become a notary though, I would probably do it if you want the job and if they really want you to. And you cannot mix and match. So some people say, well, hey, I got my commission. Can I charge my clients at my job, my day job? No, you cannot mix in the pie like that. Cannot double dip. So if you work, for example, at a nursing home, let's say a nursing home, your nursing home hires you to, be the receptionist, and they say, hey, we need you to go and become a notary, right? You are not going to charge those nursing home clients what I would charge them coming off the street, or if they call me directly, right? If they call my phone number, it's going to be 125 plus, right? Easily, depending. I'm just throwing a number out there, okay? But if you're right there at the desk and you've been hired by Sunnyside Nursing Home, you better not charge that client $125. You're going to be fired, okay? See the difference? You work for the nursing home. They hired you to be their receptionist. They asked you to become a notary, and you committed to do that for them. Now, if that same nursing home calls you outside of work hours to travel up there, now that might be a different story. Okay? So you got to really reason on that thing. I don't want you all getting in trouble out there in the name of making money. Okay? I don't just do anything for the dollar. I do not. I don't do anything for the dollar, and I don't recommend you do anything for the dollar. Okay? It is not worth it. It is not worth it. So do not mix and match. Don't double dip. If you're hired at that job as a receptionist, you agree to be a notary for them. Someone brings you a document, you notarize it. End of story. Okay? That's it. You work at the bank, you're a notary, people bring their documents, a whole loan modification package or whatever, and you work for that bank, don't you charge them $75 because you could do it outside of the job? You will find yourself fired. Okay? Now, again, if that same bank calls you up there, which they're not going to do that, but just say if your bank, you're not working on a Saturday, and they say, hey, we need this done, and they want to hire your company to come up there, that's different. Now you're going to get your full price, okay? But I just want to make sure no one gets in trouble out there. I hope I was clear. Hey, Rich John, what's up? Hello, North Carolina's in the house. How you guys doing out there in North Carolina? And I know right now our people in California, we need to say some prayers for. They are really going through it. New Orleans, some rough times these days, guys. Some rough times. So we just need to pray for everybody. How are you doing in North Carolina? Are you near the storms like Asheville when that happened? I didn't even know South Carolina had got hit so bad. I didn't know South Georgia had got hit so bad until recently. So yeah, it's some rough times. It's some rough times. Just call Aretha's in North Carolina too. NC is in the house. So it's cold. Yeah, it's cold here in Atlanta too. I actually had on 2 shirts earlier. I had ran an errand with my sister. And I was like, I don't want to be cold. So I put on 2 sweaters. Oh, I had this on. I had another black long sleeve shirt underneath this. And I had another sweater, like little jacket on top of this. Lisa says very rough. Yeah, some very rough times. Tell sis I say, hey, I will, Lisa. Lisa, she was talking about you today. So I had a job. Lisa's in mentorship, as I mentioned several times already. But she's also local here in Georgia. But I teach nationwide. In our mentorship, we got people all across the states. As I always say, all your documents are not going to originate in your state. So you need to know how to be a great notary. So Lisa and my sister served as witnesses for me. But my client actually made a mistake, not me. And I'm standing by that. So Lisa had to handle it for me because I was actually gone. And she and my sister went back out to the job. And I had told Lisa up front, I said, hey, if that client want to pay y'all for coming back out here, take the money. Okay. So my sister was talking about Lisa today because she was like, Lisa's a boss and she knew how to handle her business. She said, Kim, she don't play. So my sister was telling the lady, well, the lady did offer, because again, that was a second trip out there. It was a whole different visit. So the lady, Lisa laughing. So the lady told my sister, asked Lisa and my sister, did they want some money? My sister's name is Karen. So they asked Karen and Lisa, did they want some money? And Karen was like, no. And Lisa was like, yes. Yes, that'll be, at that time, this particular job, everything is relative. She was like, yeah, that'd be $25 each. So the lady did pay it and they both got paid. And it was cool because I love the fact that Lisa took control of the signing. And again, and period. Yeah, it was like period. It's going to be $25. So again, Lisa, I'm just so proud of her. I have to keep saying it, but she's not our only person. We have Denise doing some amazing things. Jasmine was on here the other day. I mean, we got people are just doing their thing. Andrea, she's getting jobs. People still trying to figure out their name. That thing with the name is the hardest thing. I'm going to do a whole nother thing over here about name. I got one in the Build Your Business course. I need to tell Douglas to look at that too because he was worried about his business name. But anyway, because your business name is important, but I want y'all to get over these names and start making some progress. I'm telling you, that business name will hold you up. It'll hold you hostage where you will not make a move. Drea, you doing great too. Everybody is. Y'all really are. What is going on? Any other questions you all have? I see we have a few more people that joined us. I'll hang out a few more minutes and then I got to go manage this chat and get some things ready for Friday night. So you'll start seeing the advertising for Friday night very soon. And again, it's going to be called No More Excuses. No More Excuses. The excuse training costs too much. I can't afford it. No, you can. It's $47. You can. Kimmi, you don't know my financial situation? Oh, no, I do. Everybody nails done. Everybody hair done. Everybody getting coffee, buying shoes, buying everything. I got it at a point where a price where it's affordable for everybody. It really is. It really is. So I'm not going to back down on that. Feel good about it. And I know the value is there. The value is way beyond $47. But the way it works, each one teach one, and put the little pot together like I've been saying. And it's been working. It's working where I'm able to teach you all. I'm able to mentor. I'm able to still run my business. And it's been good. It's been good. Our mentorship program now has been going on. March will be a full year that we've had some type of mentorship in play. March will be a year. This particular one where all inclusive started was in July. I started my program in July. The other program was a mix between me, Angela, and Alexis. And I rolled out mine. We could access all my courses was in July. So it's going good. Drea, I'll be trying to call you out, baby. I want you to be a pro. Seriously. I don't. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to be mean. When I push back and ask you a question, I hope you can feel the love. I want you to win, and I'm proud of you, okay? I really am. But I'm going to push back. You already know this. So, and that's because I want you to be a pro. For example, okay, let's not. But whatever it is, I'm going to push back a little bit because, like I said, I want you to know how to price your services. I want you to know such and such and such and such. And by the time you try to wait and ask me certain questions, especially if I know I've gone over it or if it's something you could research on your own, you could be costing yourself money. Because when those jobs start hitting, those notifications come from signing companies, you don't have time to say, let me call my mentor and say, hey, how much should I charge? No, you already need to know that, especially if you're taking assignments. You can't say, let me call Kimmi. Hold on, I'm going to call you right back. I got to call Kimmi and find out how much I should charge. No, because Kimmi teaches you how to charge. I teach you how to charge. And if we have to have a conversation about it, fine. But Kimmi teaches you how to collect payments and process, process your payments and stuff. So you can't wait around and say, hey, let me call Kimmi and see. I don't want you missing out on opportunities. I just don't. So that's why I teach you to fish. There's a illustration about teach somebody. You can give somebody a fish and they'll eat that day, or you can teach them how to fish and they'll eat forever. I'm a notary educator. I educate you on being a notary. I'm very passionate about that. So it's easy for me to say, girl, yeah, do such and such and such and such. But nope, I'm an educator, so I want to make sure you know what you're doing. I want to know that you know why you're doing it. Do you ever have some parents, and I'm going to get some of your comments really quick. You ever have some parents and you watch them and it's like, they just tell a kid no, or they just beat them, or the easy way out when it comes to disciplining. Okay? The easy way out. I said no. And that's the end of it. Or, all right, Johnny, You explain to them why. That kind of parenting takes time. And you see some people, and we get upset nowadays because I'm old school. My mother throws something in a minute. I talked about that before. So it wasn't a whole lot of conversation. Now, she wasn't mean by a long shot. I didn't get a lot of whoopings. I didn't have to. I was that kid. You'd look at me and I'd be like, oh, no. But you have some parents and they don't teach the children. They just like, I said, no, that's it. Well, why? I was always a why child. I was a why child. My dad let me ask questions. And even now I'm like, why? Why I gotta do that? Tell me why. And then I'll do it. And that's bad too sometimes. But it's good to ask questions, So anyway, I'm the parent where we're going to talk it out. And you're going to tell me what you think about it. And then we're going to go from there. I'm not the parent that's going to be like, sit down because I said so. No. And it takes more time and energy to teach people. It really does. It's really more draining to actually teach somebody. But it's more rewarding also. The easy way is to put in there, go do A, B, C. But we already talked about it or whatever. Now we need to talk it out. You need to reason it out. I need to know that you know why I'm telling you to do A, B, C. And you need to know yourself why you're doing it. So everybody's experienced it. So Drea, I'll be picking on you. Tam says, hi, Kimmi. With the apostilles, can we have clients in any state Or is it just the state you're commissioned in? That's an excellent question. You can do apostilles for all 50 states. You just need to know how to do it. Yes, you can do it for all 50 states. And that's the bigger thing why you can make that money. Because you're not limited to your state. I'm in Georgia, but I do apostilles in Texas. I've done them in DC, okay? California, New York. Now, New York is a beast, okay? For my New York people, y'all already know New York, California, anything you do in those states going to be a little different. But we still love y'all, okay? Everybody always trying to get to New York. So to answer your question, no, yes, you can. You can do them in any state. Andrea says, stop calling me out, Miss Kimmi. Drea, I love you like I was saying, okay? KBS says, I came in late. What is the link for Friday, please? Oh, no link is needed, KBS. No link. You just come to the YouTube channel here at 7 o'clock, and you'll start seeing some flyers go out hopefully tomorrow, because I don't think it's going to happen tonight. Jeffrey's had a very long day. So either one of us. I got it almost ready, but I want him to put some eyes on it. So Friday night, KBS, just come right back here to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, guys, if you're not a subscriber. Subscribe to the channel so you can get more gems and go back and watch my videos. I have over 1,000, I guess. So, but mentorship is give you everything you need. Even though I have almost 1,000 videos here, it's nothing like having succinct information. You want to know about being an apostille agent? My new apostille course takes you A to Z. Okay? You're going to still have some questions because it's just one of those processes that you are not going to learn everything in one day. Drea says, pair of shoes don't hurt nobody. You right. I turned out okay, right? I turned out okay. Drea says, no, I'm not talking about the shoes, hair, nails, and coffee, LL. Okay. Well, yes, you do need, you need some shoes and you need your hair and all that stuff, but you also need training if you want to do this business, okay? I appreciate you on the training piece. Okay, Drea, good. I just want to make sure we're friends. Okay, cool. 360 No Scope says, that's the way I feel when the customers question my price. They pay for concierge service to get their hair done, etc., but you have a problem with paying $125 for a POA signing. And again, 360 No Scope, I'm going to challenge you to kind of think about your market, think about your area. Can they really afford $125 for a POA? What are the requirements? Are they asking you to travel kind of far? Is it late night? How many witnesses? So if it's just one page for a POA, what type of POA? That's another question I would ask. What type of POA? These are part of the screening questions that I have you ask. Because there's some type of POAs. They might just be that they their car was damaged, and they had to get a payment from a car insurance company. And all state needs them to sign over a POA. That's one little single POA. I'm not charging that person $125, but do I have a POA where I have to travel to the hospital? Now they got 2 sets of witnesses and I got all these different people to ID. I'm driving an hour each way. Then that POA might be $125. What time of day is it? Is it Saturday night at 8 o'clock? That POA might be $150. I don't know all the variables. So I challenge you, if you got a lot of clients. I didn't bring any water in here. Sorry, guys. If you have a lot of clients, and your clients are like, hey, if all of your clients are telling you your price is too high, then I'm going to have to reconsider my pricing. Okay, that's just facts. Your market will tell you also. So I give you some parameters to think about, but your market will also tell you if every client is saying, you know what, that's too high. Are you properly trained 360 No Scope on how to determine what type of POA it is too? So I go over that in an estate/trust course, which is also included in mentorship, or you can buy it separately. Coupon code is WIN2025. Okay. But my point is, so there are different types of POA. So I don't just put POA 125 flat fee. I got to ask some questions. I got to find out what type of POA. We got a lot of people. So if you have questions, please jump in. Okay. And Tam says, okay, thank you. You're welcome, Tam. My pleasure. Okay. So questions equal money. Questions equal money. The more questions you ask, the more you're able to determine how much you can charge. So you start asking your clients questions, or they start realizing, oh, I thought this was going to be $5. I thought it was going to be $10. And they realize, this is not a $5 notary job. This is going to be a whole lot more money because they got to travel to the hospital. They ask me, do I need witnesses? Do I have witnesses? They need what? So now they're clicking in their head too. They're like, uh-oh, I better get my money together. Okay. What other final questions do we have as we start wrapping up? What other questions do we have? Anything else? Anything else? Going once? Give y'all a few more minutes. I can hang out a few more. Anything else we got going on that we want to know about? We want to talk about? Let me know. While I am here in the flesh, we can talk. Yeah, but you just want to make sure you're always fair with your client. That's a tip I'm about to leave on on Instagram or one of them channels. I'm trying to do more Instagram. I'm doing a few videos over there. But I always say you got to make sure you and that client are in agreement. Because if you are not in agreement, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem with that client. You're going to have a problem with the Secretary of State. Okay? And I don't want y'all losing your commission. As I just said, all money is not good money. So don't be out there trying to price gouge your client. Try to make all your money on one client. Okay? That's not what we do. We're not greedy. We're running a business. Okay? We're not being greedy. Because greedy will get you out the game. All right? I don't do anything in greed. I don't. A lot of times people say, well, how you making money over there? How y'all doing this? First of all, ain't nobody's business. Even in your personal notary business, there's nobody's business what I charge for my clients. And my prices might be a little cheaper than somebody else. Okay, that's just real talk. But I believe in quantity. So if I do charge, like for example, I know some people when they, maybe just travel to them, the client travels to them, their fee might start at $30, $35. Well, I only charge $25. That's my convenience fee for them traveling to me, using my energy, my lights, my gas, my time, my right? And I don't charge the stamp fee for the state. I don't charge that. That's free. So some people charge both. So you get a right to choose how you want to charge in your business. Okay. 360 no scope says the financial was in the hospital. Right. So in a hospital setting, for you to ask $125, I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't know where you live at, but again, that would be one of the factors I would look at. How far did you have to travel? How many documents was it? Again, screening questions. Questions equal money. Questions equal money. And again, sometimes they're just not your client. 360 no scope. That's the other piece. We have to be real with ourselves. Every client is not your client. No more than every time you walk into a store, are you the client of a business? Okay. Hey guys, welcome everybody. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop it while I'm here. Yeah, no more than every time I walk in Burlington am I buying a coat. Today was just not the day. I ain't want no coat from here. It costs too much. I'm going to go to Ross. Okay. I might even go to Goodwill. I'm not buying no coat today from Burlington. Today is not Burlington's day for me. Right? But the next time I go to Burlington, I might see a coat. It costs a little bit more than I want to spend, and I might go ahead and get it. All right. So it's the same thing with your notary business. Every client that calls you is not going to be your client. Thank you for liking the video too, guys. Like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah. So every client is just not your client, and we have to come to grips with that. So if you price your services a certain way and the majority of people are telling you it's too high, as I stated before, I want you to double check your price list. It may be that you're too high. It just may be. But if one person says, oh, that's too much, but everybody else is paying it, that might be their problem. And you have to be okay with that. And I don't like to say, for example, you told them $125 and you come back to say, well, I'll take $15 off. I don't like that. I personally don't. I give you what it is. That's what it is. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. Okay. Some people are reason, well, I'll give them $15 off today. Well, they're going to be like, well, what is the real price? So again, if you want to haggle and do all that, I'm from Detroit, West Side. Look, but I'm from Detroit, and we get an icky feeling when people start haggling with us. Okay. When I go to New York and I go to places like that, I'm walking down the street and they're like, hey, mommy, it's $50. And then by the time we finish, it's $5. I'm like, well, what was up with that? I don't want to buy nothing from you. And the same thing with timeshares. Have you ever been to Florida for a timeshare meeting and they start out with $15,000 or $25,000, And then before you end, they said, well, you know what? We got a repo that just came in, or we got a special. We can do it for 1,500. They come all the way down to 1,500, or they'll say, oh, you know what? To keep you so they can make some money, they go from 15,000 all the way down to 300. Well, we can get you 1 week. How you feel about that? I ain't doing business with you. To me, that feels icky. Just give me what it is. Tell me straight up. Even with timeshare, they would make, to me, and their plan must work because all of Disney and Florida and timeshares are big deals. We know that, right? But to me, it would be better if you just tell me up front, hey, I got this timeshare. It's $5,000. Boom. It's a repo. I mean, offer me a brand new one and then give me a second alternative. That's what I try to do. Point. If I have a client like in that POA case and they didn't want to pay me, I'm like, well, and I know they can't go to the hospital, but I'll be like, well, you know what? Your bank might be able to do it, or you can try another notary. I always give people an option. I said that the other day on my live. I had a daycare. My kids would ask me something. And again, I'm I'm not an educator by trade, but I am in a way. I've had a lot of education spiritually. So I do teach the Bible to people and stuff. And I'm very big on people. So I have a lot of training, but I always give people options. And no one has to do anything, You don't have to do anything. I always give you options. So if I talk to someone, they say my price is too high, that sounds like this. All right, Mr. Smith, well, you can feel free to check UPS or your bank. I'm more for in case of emergencies, or I'm more if it's after hours and your bank is closed, or if it's a document that they won't notarize for you. I deal in specialty work. And that's clear. So you can use me, or you can go wherever you want to go. People always have a choice. They always have a choice. Now, do most roads always lead back to Kimmi? They do. And if they want to go on a goose chase and go to their bank, I already know your bank ain't going to do an I-9. I already know that. It's an immigration document, right? I already know they're not going to do that. But they say, $45, $55. And that's on the low end. I've seen people charge $75 because it's an immigration document. Okay? I even have an I-9 course if you didn't know that. Check it out. It's at NotaryEducatorsLLC.com, and it's also included in mentorship. But anyway, that being said, though, so I've had clients say, well, I'll go to my bank. Okay, go to your bank. I'm good. Go to your bank. But don't forget now, when they go to the bank is not going to do it. So they're going to have to call me back. I had one man, he left me a bad review, like, this is about 4 years ago, whatever. And he left me a review. He was like, yeah, she charged 25% more than everybody else. Yeah, but I also know that you went to 3 other places and they wouldn't do it for you. So it's something special about why I charged you, right? Because I have a skill set that the other notaries don't have, okay? Now, no fault of their own. Whatever reason why they don't know how to do I-9, I don't know. Why some notaries aren't doing apostilles, I don't know, okay? But I'm offering it to you, and that's why Friday night is called No More Excuses. No more excuses. I have an apostille course that's either $77 or part of mentorship. You're not going to find it nowhere cheaper. You're not. And it's the best. It's the best, I must say. It's a very nice course. So let's go back to the comments really quick. Let's see. So 100 Lisa says, 360 No Scope says, I say that as well. Everybody's not your client. So true. I have given discounts if they're struggling. Yeah, so for me, sometimes if I have a client and it usually will sound like, I know one time I had this lady and her car was in a car accident, I think it was. She had just relocated to Georgia, didn't have a car. You know, you got to have a car here. And we went to her and I did charge her the price. And she told me she had no car, but I was like, I got to drive a little ways to her. It was like 30 minutes each way. I wanted my money. So I charged her whatever my minimum was, right? And then she needed the document to go to the post office. And she was like, do you mind taking it to the post office? And actually, I offered to take it for her because I knew she didn't have a car. So you see, my $50 didn't just cover me going there to do the notarization and coming back. I also took her document for her. So that's why I'm very generous. I'm very generous. I'm very generous in my mobile notary business. I'm very generous in my notary education business, Notary Educators. So I sleep well at night. I always say that. I don't be up at night wondering, are the people going to find me out? No, I've been doing this about 5 years now. I'm not worried if you're going to find me out. What you see is what you get. I got 1,000 videos here on the channel. You can see who I am. So it is what it is. If you like how I teach in the videos, you're going to love mentorship. Okay. If you don't, then that's okay too. We're going to still be friends. I still love you. Okay. Everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. Let's see what Tamala says. Tamala says, I'm new to your channel. Well, welcome. And I'm very interested in becoming a notary. I'm in Virginia. $45 is the cost, but where can I get training? So after you get your commission, Tamala, you can come over to Notary Educators. We teach all states. All states are invited to the party because all of your documents are not going to originate in Virginia. So you need to know how to properly notarize even a piece of toilet paper. I do have that video on the channel, so you can go check it out. Okay, so you need to know how to notarize everything, even a piece of toilet paper. So yes, you will be able to learn how to be a proper notary, though, for real. With mentorship, I cover everything you need in your in the training library. Okay, Lisa says, well, the mentorship been going well. We have been getting a lot of new people. Yes, we have. Rich John says, I need the mentorship. Yeah, so check it out. You can cancel it anytime. Okay. So I'll tell you this about mentorship too. So you can cancel it anytime. There are some people who don't like the live training piece of it. They don't want to talk to nobody, and that's good. You can just come and watch the videos. You can work it the way you want to. If you just want to watch the videos, you can always catch the replay. If you don't want to come to the live sessions, we have 4 per month. Typically, if it's 5 weekends, it'll typically be 5. But I'm enjoying mentorship, and as long as I'm enjoying it, mentorship is going to stay. And that's why I refuse to allow myself to just become so bogged down. We have to have some rules, and we have to have some order in the mentorship program. And then we do. It's going very well. It's going very well. I mean, we answer questions. Now, I don't get up as early as some of the people in the mentorship, because somebody put something in there the other day at Sunday morning, was it? At 5:30, Lisa. I don't know if you saw that. And I was like, I know they weren't expecting the answer. So we typically run mentorship, though, from, I'll say like 10 o'clock to 11 at night. And the reason I'm a little flexible on that, because we actually have gone back and forth about that ending time. I'll typically answer after 9 till around 11. That's my cutoff. The reason I run the mentorship program as late as I do with answering questions is because we have some people that's on the West Coast, some people on Pacific time, some people on, yeah, Drea, it was early. It was early. Like, Lisa, I was laughing. I was like, what? It was 4:30, right? At 4 o'clock. It was so, but that person was so pumped up. They had started doing some stuff in their business, and they were so excited, so they wanted to share. But I was like, I saw Donna was up with the, actually, it was both Donnas. One Donna put it in there at 4:30, another Donna responded. So I was like, yeah, I ain't getting ready to do that. I'll see you when I get up, unless it's urgent. Andrea says, we be ready anytime. Yeah, so, but the reason I run it so late, though, is because we got people on the East Coast, West Coast. So we got all kind of people in the program from all states, notaries from all states. So that's why I run it late. And also I factor in, see, this is why I said I'm so generous, too. I factor in the fact that some people are working full time. So you may get off at 5, and if I shut the mentorship question and answer it down at 5 o'clock, and you're just getting off at 5, when are you going to actually be able to grow your business? So I actually do think about the mentees. I really do. So that's another reason why I run it late. Some people have to work their business in the evening, and they may get stuck on the signing. So our mentorship program is really great. It really is. I can't say it enough. And I'm just excited for 2025. And that's all I got for you. I'm just so excited, and it's going perfectly. It's going exactly the way I designed it to. We haven't had any problems. If you have to cancel, you just cancel. You're good for the month. Okay. Nady says, I've had my commission for 3 years and I've done nothing. I don't know where or how to begin. So again, I want you to go back and watch this video, Nady. This was mainly about apostilles, but you might want to check out my Start Your Notary Business book so you can learn about the business first and then come over for mentorship. I think I got the book here. Hold on. I just reduced the price of the books too. So you can get the hardback for $14.99 or the ebook for $9.99. I just reduced the price. So we got the Start Your Notary. This is Florida and this is Indiana. Okay, but I have one for all 50 states. So this book will give you a nice overview of the business. And then after you know for sure, you know what? Yes, I'm ready to do the darn thing. Check us out for mentorship. And our mentorship program, again, covers you from beginning to end. It's for new notaries. It's for people like you that have their commission and just don't know what to do. It makes no sense to be having these commissions and we're not using them. And that's why Friday night, join us here live. Again, Friday night is no more excuses in 2025. No more. No more. People say training costs too much. I don't have the money. It's $500. It's $1,000. No more. Training is $47 per month. All inclusive. All inclusive. I consider myself like the Netflix for notaries. Plus you get live training. You ain't gonna find that nowhere else. If you do and you like it, go for it. Okay? So I'm going to get out of here because it is 7 o'clock. I wanted to stay a little bit, and that's exactly what I did. I've answered everyone's questions. I'm going to say have a good night. I will be back tomorrow sometime, not sure for how long, but the main event is happening Friday night at 7. You'll start seeing flyers about it soon, okay? In the meantime, all things notary, check out Notary Educators, LLC.com, okay? Good night, everybody. Bye. My pleasure, KBS. Take care, okay? Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring as you build your notary business. Don't forget to explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training notary library for more resources to expand your skills and services. Stay connected with us on YouTube at Notary Educators with Kimmi for even more tips, tricks, and industry insights. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with others who want to succeed in the notary field. Until next time, keep growing and learning, and take your notary business to the next level. See you soon! Don't forget, for all things notary related, visit notaryeducatorsllc.com.